Hi, today we're doing the beginner classical series. So we want to start off by lifting the foot bar one step higher. You might already have it in the right position. Then we're going to add 2 red and 2 blue springs. And make sure your headrest is lifted. And once that's ready, lay down on your carriage and bring the toes to the foot bar. We begin with footwork, toes. The toes are apart, the heels are together. You press the lower back onto the mat, and then you lengthen and pull. Lengthen and pull. Bringing the inner thighs together, lengthening from the toes all the way to the crown of your head. Out and in. Out and in. Keep the carriage moving. Keep the legs moving. Keep the knees soft. Lengthening and pulling. Keep the heels in the same level. Try to keep them as still as you can. Next, arches. Arches on the foot bar, and you lengthen and pull. Lengthen and pull. So to find a proper arch in your feet, you want to think that the toes and the heels are pressing towards the mirrors, creating an arch in your feet. And then you want to be lengthening yourself in the center line, thinking that you have a line going through the heels, through the hips, through the chest, all the way to the crown of your head. Next, heels. Heels on the foot bar, and you lengthen and pull. Lengthen and pull, keeping the toes up towards the ceiling and keeping them as still as possible, just as if you were standing on the floor. You want to be strengthening your heel to seat connection, lengthening from the heels to the seat all the way to the crown of your head. Keep the carriage moving out and in, out and in, strengthening that heel to seat connection. Tendon stretch. Bring the toes to the foot bar in Pilates stance. Lengthen yourself, bring the heels under the foot bar, stretch long. Lift, lift, lift. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Lift, lift, lift. Articulating your ankles. Find a good stretch under the foot bar and lift. Keep your abs deep into the mat. Articulate the ankles. Think that I'm pulling the heels towards the mirror. Find a good stretch and lengthen all the way to the crown of your head. Few more here. Take your time to find a good stretch and to lift, lift, lift. Return the carriage. Sit up to the left side and remove 1 red spring. So you should have 2 blue and 1 red. Take the straps from behind the shoulder rest. Knees are on top of the belly, hands straight towards the ceiling, chin to the chest, and reach forward and start pumping. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhaling for 5 pumps, exhaling for 5 pumps. Always in through the nose and out through the nose. In 2, 3, 4, 5, out 2, 3, 4, 5. Lengthen the legs. And you can start bringing them towards the mirror or keep them up towards the ceiling. Make sure the heels are pressing together all the way from the inner thighs and the glutes. Lengthen the legs. Keep reaching your arms. Keep them strong and sharp. If you want to challenge, bring the feet under the foot bar. Keep lengthening and reaching everything towards the mirror. Eyes stay to the belly. Deepen from the abs into the mat. And pump. Pump, inhale for 5. Pump, exhale for 5. Last one. Bring the hands to fists and pump slow without the carriage moving. Inhaling in and out through the nose. Don't move your carriage and return. Take both straps to the left hand, sit to the left side, and remove 1 blue spring. So you should have 1 red and 1 blue. Arm series, reach and pull. Reach the arms long next to the hips and pull the arms back up. Lengthen the arms forward, reach them up. Keep the carriage moving. Keep your arms reaching all the way to the front, all the way back above the shoulders. Lengthening and still keeping the abs into the mat. So your abs are still active, and now just the arms are lengthening and lifting. Make sure the carriage stays out and you keep the tension in the springs. Arm circles. You're going to circle your arms around and up and together. So from the sides, around, up and together. Again, keep the carriage moving. Keep the tension in the springs. Don't let the carriage return. You can do a smaller range of motion, so that means that you do a smaller circle, keeping the circle in front of your chest and circling from the shoulder joints. And we change direction, circling the arms forward, around, and up. Lengthening the arms, keeping the elbows straight, keeping the strength all the way from the arms to the scapula. Abs are still pressing into the mat. Tricep press. Anchor the elbows and just lift the forearms 90 degrees. Make sure your wrists are straight and the fingers are straight. Elbows close to the body. Now if you want to challenge, you can hover the elbows. So having the elbows 1 centimeter off the mat. Make sure your elbows and shoulders still stay aligned. Lengthen and pull. Slow it down to return. Keep the tension in the spring. Lengthen, keeping the wrist straight. And hands up. Next, you can switch to the shorter straps and bring the hands up above your shoulders. With an inhale, you're going to bring the chin to the chest, reach the arms forward. Exhale, slowly return the arms and the head. Inhale, chin to the chest, reach. Exhale, slowly articulate your upper body, upper back, neck back to the mat. Make sure the arms are reaching through the roof, all the way to the mirrors, keeping the wrist straight. Return. Inhale, lifts. Exhale, returns. In through the nose, out through the nose. Deepening the abs into the mat. Keeping the tension in the springs. Last ones. Deepen the lower back even more. Reach further all the way through the ceiling. And do your last one. And return. Next, you can lift the feet into the straps. So you want to lift the feet and bring them into the big loops. The starting position is frog. The hands are next to the hips, the heels are together and below the knees. Then you're going to lengthen the feet towards the mirror, keeping the heels together. Use your inner thighs to lengthen the feet long in your center line. So again, think that you have a center line going from the heels, slicing the hips, and the chest moving towards the crown of your head. The legs lengthen and return in center line. You're completely in balance on both sides of your body. Heels stay together. Lengthen from the inner thighs. Abs are still pressing into the mat so that the lower back is glued onto the mat. Inhaling in and out through the nose. Breathing in and out through the nose as the legs lengthen and return for a few more times. Activating the powerhouse. And last repetition. Leg circles. Lift the legs up towards the ceiling. Circle the legs around and together and up. Keep the legs as wide as the reformer, so the circle doesn't have to be too big, as long as the lower back and the hips stay glued onto the mat. You want to be lengthening your legs all the time, keeping a slight outside rotation, activating the thighs. Abs are pressing into the mat. For a few more. Lengthen, lengthen, and switch directions. We go forward, around, and up. Heels come together every time. Lengthening the legs. Chest is open. Neck and chin, face are relaxed. For a few more, feel the movement in your hip joints. Slight outside rotation for your last reps. And then bring the knees in. Short spine massage. You want to make sure that you lower the headrest. Please triple check that your headrest is down. Then we start in frog position. We lengthen the legs towards the ceiling. We lift from the abs up, up, up until the carriage returns. Then we open the knees to the shoulder rest and we melt the spine. Again, hands are next to the hips. Lengthen the legs, inner thighs. Squeeze, lift from the abs up, 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 up. Open the knees to the shoulder rest and slowly, slowly melt the spine. Back to frog. Lengthen the legs. Keep the heels together all the time and make sure the straps stay tight. Articulating the spine down. Now, if you want, you can switch to the shorter loops. It will give you slightly more support in the short spine massage. Every time you lift, use your abs. Heels stay together. Lengthen the legs. When you lengthen, you want to be activating the inner thighs, glutes, and abs. Make sure your chest stays open and your arms are strong, straight, glued onto the mat. Just your abs and your spine articulating through the movement. You want to be doing around 6 repetitions, but feel free to do a few more extra ones. Remember to breathe in and out through the nose. You can always do a smaller range of motion if that feels better for you. So don't feel pressured to get all the way up on your shoulders. And then do your last controlled and precise repetition. Lengthening the legs, heels stay together. Opening the knees, melting the spine. And then once you're done, remove the straps from your feet and bring them back behind the shoulder rests. Knee stretch series. Sit up and make sure you have one red and one blue spring. Then you're going to bring the hands to the foot bar and both feet against the shoulder rests. You want to make sure that when the hands are on the foot bar, you have all fingers facing the mirror. Round your back. And then without moving the upper body, you're going to start bringing the heels and the knees back and in and out, in and out. The movement initiates from the abdominals. You'll feel it in the front of your thighs, but think also that the abs are rounding your back. The lower back stays rounded. Keep the carriage moving, in and out, in and out. Flat back, arch your back, open your chest. Same thing. Keep it going, pushing from the heels. Abs are still supporting the movement and stabilizing your hips. In and out, in and out. chest stays open. Make sure you're looking up and stay in the same rhythm. Legs going out and in for the last few repetitions. And then return the carriage. Knees off. Let's do a preparation for that exercise. So first round your back, hips over the knees, and without moving the carriage, use your abs to lift the knees off the mat. So round your back. Make sure the lower back is rounded, and using your abs, lift the knees off the mat. Just 1 or 2 centimeters, just slightly. This is a good activator for the knees off movement. Then let's start. Lift the knees, and then you're going to push the carriage out and in, out and out, in. Make sure you're looking at your belly. Tuck your head under the shoulders. Keep rounding your back. Keep the strength. Abs are pushing even more into the spine, rounding the lower back. Heels are pushing. Keep the knees low. Last ones. Keep working. You're almost done. Return. Well done. You can give yourself a rest and come to child's pose, rounding the back. You can breathe here and stabilize your breath. Next, long stretch. Let's check that we have the right amount of springs, so you should have 1 blue, 1 red. Make sure the headrest is up and grab your sticky mat from the back. It looks like that. And then we place it over the headrest. Next, we bring the hands to the foot bar and the toes between the shoulder rests, bringing the heels together. You want to be in one straight line all the way from the crown of your head to the heels. Then activate your abs, inner thighs and glutes, and a long stretch back. Lengthen yourself out as long as you can, and then bringing the head towards the mirror in one straight line. So the carriage returns home as you go through the mirror. And from there, press out from the heels and lengthen yourself. So you want to be stretching your spine in 2 directions, from the heels and the crown of your head. Activating the abs, make sure the lower back is supported. Make sure the glutes or the hips don't lift, they stay in line. Okay, and do your last repetition. Long, long, long stretch. Good. Next, elephant. Step the heels against the shoulder rests. Round your back, and then if you're a bit shorter, you can step slightly forward from the shoulder rests, and then you start to push from the heels, out and in, out and in, rounding the back, initiating the movement from the abs. Make sure your chin is to the chest, and you're trying to reach the nose to the belly button. Keep it moving. You can lift your toes. Keep the carriage moving. Steady, out and in, rounding the back, activating the abs. Stork. Bring the foot next to the knee and continue pressing out and in, rounding the back, using the abs to pull the leg forward and back. Switch legs, bring the other foot next to the knee and press from the heel. Abs are rounding the back every time, more and more. Don't stop, just keep the carriage moving, pulling the leg, pushing from the heel. And from there, we step off the carriage, lower the foot bar 1 step lower. Then we check the springs, so you need 2 red, 2 blue, so in total 4 springs. 2 red, 2 blue. Then take your sticky mat and place it 1 hand width from the front edge of the carriage. Now, if you have lower back issues or tight hip flexors, you can take the sticky mat, slightly more back. Then we want to sit on the sticky mat, bring the feet to the foot bar, hands on the edge of the carriage. We begin with Pilates stance, toes. Make sure you're rounding the back but lifting from the abs. So don't slouch like this. Instead, keep lifting. Belly button up. Then you press out. You lower the heels, lift the heels, return. Press out. Heels under the foot bar. Heels lift, return. Bring the inner thighs together. Lower. Lift, return. Keep the carriage moving and keep lifting from the abs. Think that the abs are going in and up so that your spine is rounded but it's lifted. Inner thighs activate as you press out. Heels under, heels lift, return. Articulate your ankles and keep the movement flowing. Keep the carriage going. You're looking down at the springs so that your head is in line with the spine. We have a few more here. And then we remove one red spring. We take the hands to the shoulder rests. We open our chest. You lift your spine. And you want to have the hands either all the way to the front or the back, not towards the sides. When you're ready, you're going to push out, heels under, heels lift, return. Out, heels under, heels lift, return. Inner thighs, bring the knees together. Articulating the ankles. When you're bending and pushing the knees, you want to have the heels lifted. And then you lower, lift. And when you lower the heels, you want to stretch them as far as you can towards the mirror. Keep opening your chest. Keep the elbows behind you soft. So don't lock the elbows. Lengthen all the way from the spine, all the way from the crown of the head. Belly button up and return. Remove one blue spring, reaching. Reach your arms forward towards the upper corner of the mirror, and you press out and in, out and in. Without the heels this time, just pushing yourself out and in. Now, super important to try to lift that lower back. Try to lift the lower back by lifting your belly button. Think that your abs are going in and up. Lengthen, and you reach every time you return the carriage. Lift, lift, lift. Inner thighs. Press the legs together, and then we twist. Lengthen out and twist. Lengthen out and twist all the way from the lower back. When you reach the arms, make sure you are bringing the back arm slightly lower than the front arm so that you have one straight line from the front to the back. Follow your arm with your eyes. The head turns. You twist. Keep lifting from the abs. Reach and return. You can get a little stretch now. Hands to the foot bar and straighten your legs. Relax your head. Feel a good stretch, maybe in your back, maybe in your neck, maybe in the back of your thighs. Next, we're going to step off the carriage. You can take the sticky mat to the back where it was, and then grab your box. We're going to take the box on top of the carriage in short box position. So make sure you bring it over the carriage and then against the shoulder rests. Now, if you're tall, lower the headrest down. So remove the little step and then bring the box over the shoulder rests and the hooks. So don't put it between the shoulder rests and the hooks, either over or then against the shoulder rests. You're also going to need a stick. Place the stick in front of the box. It doesn't matter which springs you have on. Then you can just step on and sit on top of the box facing the mirror. Take the foot strap from the very front. Place your ankles under the foot strap. And to tighten it, you just want to sit more back. The carriage still home, so you're not pushing the carriage out. Open the legs as wide as your hips. Hug your stomach. Look at your belly button. Round your back and then round it. You're going to round your back, hinge yourself back. Make sure the lower back rounds, and then with a rounded back, you're going to lift. Keeping everything else still, you're going to round. Make sure you're pushing the tailbone under the hips. With a rounded back, you lift. You can either keep your back rounded all the time when you go back and when you lift, or you can also lengthen your back in between. Make sure your abs are going in and up, articulating the spine, going slowly so that you have time to articulate vertebra by vertebra. You round your back. You can either continue doing this first exercise, or then you can take it to the next level by going all the way back. Open your chest, look back. You can even bring the hands over the head. Then to come up, you want to hug your stomach, chin to the chest, and then you lift vertebra by vertebra with a rounded back. Make sure you're going slowly, articulating the spine. Push the tailbone under. Slowly, slowly. Open your eyes to the back, chest, hands over. Then to come up, make sure you bring the chin to the chest before lifting. Then grab your stick, flat back. Hold the stick shoulder width distance apart. You want to reach up towards the ceiling. With a flat back, you hinge back and you lift through the roof, belly button up. So lift up, reach towards the ceiling. With a completely flat back, you hinge back. Make sure your head stays in line with your spine. So the hands also go with you and the head. You don't want to be only tilting without the hands following. So you're in one straight line, completely flat, and you think that the belly button is going up, 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 reaching towards the ceiling. Do your last repetitions. And then we're going to twist. Reach and twist to the right, and then you reach towards the left front corner. You return, you reach, you twist, right front corner. Make sure you keep both seats, so both glutes glued onto the box, so you don't want to be lifting the other or the opposite glute. You just reach, you twist all the way from the lower back, and then you reach to the front right or front left corner. Reach, twist, and reach forward. So lengthen your spine. Lengthen. Belly button up. Hips are still, the legs are the same width. Then we reach back. So you reach up, you twist, and you reach to the back corner. You return. Lift, reach, twist, and to the other back corner. Make sure you have a flat back and you're trying to reach as far as you can. First, you twist all the way from the lower back, and then with a flat back, you go back. Last ones. And last repetition, reach long, return. Great. Place the stick back in front of the box. Tree front. Take the right arm under the right knee. Straighten your back. Then you kick up with the right leg 3 times. 3, 2, 1. Hold it up. Walk to the ankle. Round your back. Eyes to the belly. Elbows to the sides. And then you round. You swing back and you swing up. Lift the left foot with your abs. So keep it lifted and ankle flexed. You round yourself back and you lift, lengthening both legs. Abs are going in and up. Make sure you're rounding the lower back. Swing, and then you stay back and begin to walk up and down the leg with the abs. So the arms are just decoration. You want to be using your abs to walk up, to walk down, keeping the right leg completely straight, using the front thigh to walk up and down. If you want a challenge, you can go all the way down, look back, bring the hands over the head to come up, chin to the chest, and walk up the leg all the way to the ankle. And again, round your back. Make sure you go vertebra by vertebra. Then you look back, open the chest. You can also continue doing the first version without going all the way back. So just walk down and up the leg, and then walk all the way up towards your toes. Hold the toes, and then you want to straighten your back. Lengthen all the way from the crown of your head. Make sure you're sitting on top of your sits bones, so you're not hanging back. You're lifting, and you're completely straight. Breathe here, in and out, through the nose. Figure 4 stretch. Bring the right foot over the left thigh. Hold the side handles and round your back over the hips. Look at your belly. Relax your head. Feel a good stretch. And from there, we switch legs. Bring the right foot under the foot strap. Release the left leg. Bring the left hand under the left knee. Straight back. Kick. 3, 2, 1. Leave it up. Walk to the ankle. Round your back. Elbows to the sides. And use your abs to swing back. Swing back up. Keep lifting the right leg with the abs. Flexing the right ankle. Left ankle is pointed. Use your abs to lift and swing back, rounding the lower back. Then you're going to stay back in the next one and begin to walk down with the abs and up with the abs. The hands are just slightly walking, so don't be grabbing the leg. If you want, you can go all the way down, bringing the head back, hands over the head to come up, chin to the chest, and walk up the leg with the abs. You can also continue doing the first option. Lengthen. Make sure you keep the left leg pointed and super straight, activating the thighs. And then you walk all the way to the toes. Bring yourself on top of your sits bone, so you want to sit more forward. Lengthen the spine, open the chest, and breathe. Feel a sharp stretch. Lengthen from the crown of the head for our last few moments. And then bring the foot over the right thigh, hold the sides handles, and round your back over the hips. Next, side sit-up. Keep the right foot under the foot strap and just turn yourself to the left hip. Now, you can bring the left hand temporarily to the headrest. You have two options for your left foot. Have it under the right leg or have it on top of the box in front of you. Then you're going to find a straight line from the heel to the hips all the way to the head. Bring both hands behind the head and then you're going to go all the way down and lift, lift, lift. You want to be doing a big arch with your upper body, keeping the right leg straight, keeping the hips stacked, and just the upper body lifting up and reaching over the box as far away as you can. Lengthen yourself. Try to do like a big rainbow with your upper body. And then bring the left hand all the way to the floor, right hand over the head towards the back wall or back window or back mirror, and lengthen the ribs. Then bring the hands to the sides of the frame and walk them all the way to the front. Relax your hands, relax your head. Keep the right foot flexed and breathe. To come up, place both hands behind the head, open the chest and lift one last time. Other side, left leg under the foot strap. Bring the right leg either on top of the box or under the left leg. And then you bring your hands behind your head. Open the chest, elbows to the sides and lower. Lift, lift, lift. Big arch with your upper body. Keeping the elbows to the sides. Think that you're between two walls and you lengthen yourself. Left leg is still, it's straight, hips are stacked. And then you're going to lift once more all the way up. And then after your last repetition, you can bring the right hand all the way down to the floor, left hand over the head towards the back wall. Lengthen the side of your body. From there, take the hands to the sides of the frame, walk them as far away as you can, and relax your head. Breathe in and out through the nose. To lift, bring both hands behind the head, open the chest, and lift one last time. That was your short box series. You can step off and take the box all the way back. And as well, take the stick with you, place it back where it was. For front splits hands-on, you want to lift the foot bar one step higher. Then make sure you have one red and one blue spring. You're going to bring the hands to the foot bar and step to the front of the carriage. Bring the right heel against the shoulder rest and the left foot between the hands to the foot bar. Bring the knee over the toes and then you're going to lengthen yourself out. Make sure you have the big toe on the foot bar. So all 10 toes on the foot bar, including the big toe. And then you push yourself all the way out, bringing the head toward the knee. Make sure the right heel stays, your right leg is straight, your knee is straight, and you push from the heel against the shoulder rest and you lengthen. Always keeping the hips low. Do one last long repetition. bring the left knee back forward, and then bring the right knee to the mat. Hips forward, open the chest, and then extend yourself out. Inhale, return the carriage, open the chest. Exhale, push with both legs, long and strong. Keeping the hips low and forward. One last repetition. From there, bring the hips as forward as you can. Take the right hand up to the ceiling. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lengthen to the left. Take the right hand back to the foot bar and step to the front of the carriage to switch the legs. Now left heel against the shoulder rest, right foot steps between the hands to the foot bar. Make sure you also have the big toe, and then you can lengthen yourself out. And then bring the right knee as forward as you can towards the mirror. Exhale, lengthen yourself out as far as you can. Inhale, return the knee as forward as you can. Make sure you keep the hips low and the left knee straight. Abs are in and up, always bringing the head towards the knee. Last repetition. Then bring the right knee all the way forward. Lower the left knee. Open your chest. Inhale and exhale out. You push. Inhale, you reach again. The hips forward. Exhale, you extend. Make sure you're bringing the head with you so that it's in line with the spine. Bring the right knee over the toes. Left hand up. Inhale, reach. Exhale to the right. Lengthen the side of your body. And from there, bring the left hand back and step to the floor with your right foot, and you're done.